Famous people who passed away in 1842. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Letitia Tyler. She was born in November 1790 and she died in September 1842. Her age was 51 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was stroke. She was the wife of President John Tyler and served as the First Lady of the United States during his presidency. She was the First Lady to die while her husband was still in office. She remained largely in the background due to health issues during her time in the White House. William Ellery Channing. He was born in April 1780 and he died in October 1842. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a prominent theologian who became the foremost proponent of the Unitarianism in the United States. His sermons and writings greatly influenced American religious life, promoting a rational, individualistic approach to Christianity. He also advocated for social reforms like abolition. Robert Smith. He was born in November 1757 and he died in November 1842. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an American politician and lawyer. He also served as the 6th U.S. Secretary of State, serving under President James Madison. He played a key role during the War of 1812 and is often overshadowed by his contemporaries. His legal and political career left a lasting impact on the early republic. John W. Baxter. He was born in May 1763 and he died in January 1842. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a German-born Jesuit who emigrated to the United States and became a leading figure in the Catholic Church, particularly in Maryland. He helped to lay the groundwork for Jesuit education in America. James Fulton. He was born in September 1766 and he died in March 1842. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an African-American businessman and abolitionist from Philadelphia. A skilled sailmaker, he became one of the wealthiest African-American in the country and used his influence to advocate for abolition and equal rights. Philip Spencer. He was born in January 1823 and he died in December 1842. His age was 19 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was execution. He was a midshipman in the United States Navy and the son of Secretary of War John Canfield Spencer. He was executed at sea after being accused of plotting a mutiny aboard the USS Somers, a controversial case that impacted the naval discipline. Samuel Deals. He was born in 1810 and he died in 1842. His age was 32 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was tuberculosis. He was an American lawyer, philosopher, essayist, and orator. He was the founder of Alpha Delta Phi fraternity. While at Hamilton College, he was known for his dedication to education and his legal career, though his life was cut short by tuberculosis. George Cassidy. He was born in September 1783 and he died in December 1842. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a United States congressman from New Jersey who served in the House of Representatives. His career in politics was focused on representing the interests of his constituents in the early 19th century. Timothy Swan. He was born in 1758 and he died in 1842. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and he died in his sleep. He was an American composer known for his contribution to early American church music, especially his hymn, China. He was also a teacher and an important figure in New England's musical culture during his time. Henry Shrapnel. He was born in June 1761 and he died in March 1842. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a British Army officer and inventor who developed the shrapnel shell, a type of explosive artillery. His invention revolutionized military tactics by improving the effectiveness of artillery fire. Thomas Henry Lister. He was born in 1800 and he died in June 1842. His age was 42 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was tuberculosis. He was a British novelist and historian known for his works of fiction, including Granby and Herbert Lacey. He was also a registrar general and played a role in early British census collection. Thomas Arnold. He was born in June 1795 and he died in June 1842. His age was 46 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. He was a British educator and historian, best known as the headmaster of the Rugby School, where he implemented educational reforms. His emphasis on moral and intellectual development influenced the public school system in England. Lord Robert Somerset. He was born in December 1776 and he died in September 1842. His age was 65 at the time of his death, and he died after a short illness. He was a British general who played a significant role in the Napoleonic Wars, including the Battle of Waterloo. He was a key figure in the British military history, commanding cavalry forces with distinction. Jonathan Backhouse. He was born in January 1779 and he died in October 1842. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a British Quaker banker and philanthropist known for his work in promoting Quaker principles and humanitarian causes. His legacy is tied to his moral and social contributions to the society. Solomon Herschel. He was born in February 1762 and he died in October 1842. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was the chief rabbi of the United Kingdom from 1802 to 1842. He worked to preserve traditional Jewish practices in Britain and played a significant role in the spiritual life of Jewish community. Charles Burney Duvely. He was born in 1780 and he died in 1842. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French painter and miniaturist. He made exhibitions of his paintings in the Salon de Paris from 1802 to 1833. Joseph Guillaume Simeon. He was born in September 1749 and he died in January 1842. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French lawyer and politician who served under Napoleon, helping to shape the legal and administrative reforms of the time. He played an essential role in the Napoleonic legal system. Henry Baylor. He was born in January 1783 and he died in March 1842. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. He was a French writer known for his realistic novels and psychological insight. His most famous works, The Red and the Black and The Charterhouse of Parma, are considered classics of European literature. Elizabeth Louise V.G. Lubin. She was born in April 1755 and she died in March 1842. Her age was 86 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was a prominent French portrait painter, best known for her depictions of Queen Marie Antoinette. Maurits Hansen. He was born in July 1794 and he died in March 1842. His age was 47 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Norwegian writer, teacher, and considered one of the pioneers of Norwegian literature. His work, Lauren, is an example of Norwegian storytelling that helped shape the nation's literary identity. Jules Dumont d'Urville. He was born in May 1790 and he died in May 1842. His age was 51 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was train accident. He was a French explorer and naval officer. He was known for his expeditions to the South Pacific and Antarctica. He played a key role in mapping uncharted territories and contributing to the study of geography. Christoph Ernst Friedrich Weiser. He was born in March 1774 and he died in October 1842. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Danish composer known for his church music, hymns, and operas. His work helped shape the musical landscape of Denmark in the 19th century. He is remembered as one of the country's leading composers. Henrik Anker Bjerregaard. He was born in January 1792 and he died in April 1842. His age was 50 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was tuberculosis. He was a Norwegian poet and judge, known for his contributions to national romanticism in Norway. He penned several patriotic songs and poems emphasizing Norway's cultural identity. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.